Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Cigar Box Guitar Builder. And here you can see an oak neck. This is obviously hasn't been sanded back or anything yet. This is fairly rough. This is going to be the underside of the neck, which will be routed. But here is what I wanted to show you today. And this here is going to be the headstock. Now, if you get a little tired of doing headstocks which is straight, for example, such as this, it's not entirely difficult to actually do something a little bit fancier. Just a little bit maybe more interesting than a straight headstock. Let's, for example, I'll show you this one here, which I am currently working on. This is a little bit out there, I agree, but it's been done, and you can see here, I'm just going to drop it down on the counter on the desk. There's a piece there, that's the piece that runs straight through the neck. There's a little piece there, and then there's another piece here. And I don't particularly mind the difference in grain, it's just something I like, but I can do all interesting things and shape and craft it and blend it, and this one's going to be very kind of flowy. This one, however, is going to be quite a nice headstock. Now, I'm not going to use all of this. This is some leftover mahogany, and I'm probably only going to use maybe up to a centimetre, maybe 1.2 centimetres either side. So a lot of this section here will get cut off, but it gives me a heap of room where I can create a really interesting and nice looking headstock. And then of course I'll sand all of this back, blend it all through. Once the oils are applied to it, it'll absolutely come up a treat. But I'll keep you up to date in the process. But another thing I wanted to show you was the clamping situation. So the very first thing I do is, instead of clamping across, these like to slide, and they like to kind of slide all over the place. So what I do is I put 4 clamps, and I clamp here and here so that they are flat. And you can see what I've done there. So they're absolutely flat, right? It's handy, of course, if the side pieces that you're using and the neck itself is the same width, of course. So try and make sure you've got timber that's the same width. Makes life a hell of a lot easier. All right, same here on this corner. And then as we come around, we do the same here on this corner. And then lastly, of course, we do this corner. Now, once I've got that, they may be slightly separate. And then that's when I put these cross clamps in. Now, the cross clamps will clamp it in. So that's where you'll get the strength. I'll get my hand out of the way there. That's where you'll actually get that strength in here in that glue joint. I'm not worrying about cleaning it all up because it's all going to get chiseled and cleaned and sanded to within an inch of its life anyway. So, and what I do is I alternate. So you'll see how I'm not, if I put this clamp here the same way up as this, I'd struggle to get my hand in there, right? So what I do is I alternate my clamps. You'll also see that this clamp is heading, the handle's in the opposite direction of this one. So it gives me free movement when I'm tightening things up. I can tighten this up if I need to. I can flip it and tighten this one up if I need to, and so on and so forth. So maybe that gives you a little bit of inspiration to go out and try, a different headstock. Yes, there's a lot more work in it, but if you're selling cigar box guitars, I can charge more money because there's more work in it. Now, my time is worth my effort. So for the person who wants that and wants that little bit of effort, or they want that little something a little bit different, then just as I would be, I'm sure you would be prepared to pay a little bit more for a bit more work. So don't sell yourself short, builders. And if you are a buyer of these instruments. When you're looking at prices, please keep in mind the time and the effort that actually does go into building these beautiful guitars, these beautiful instruments. You know, I always say, you pay for what you get, and you get what you pay for. Okay, Adam from Birdwood Guitars, and thank you for watching the Cigar Box Guitar Builder.